Okay, let's talk about this because the Supreme Court just passed on the biggest AI copyright case of the year, and half of the internet is absolutely losing their minds. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this because I popped into an AI Facebook group earlier, and you would have thought a funeral was taking place the way these people were mourning over this. So I had to go down a rabbit hole myself just to get actual facts. And look, I'm not even mad about how this played out. But we do need to talk about it because if you're building a business or selling products using AI tools, then you definitely need to know the legal reality of what's going on behind the scenes. Let's get into it. So here's a quick breakdown on why so many creators are stressing over this. Now, please excuse my voice today. My voice is a little hoarse, but I'm going to push through this, y'all, because I need to get this out. Now, this all goes back to a computer scientist who took this fight all the way to the top. For years, he's been trying to get the US government to give his AI system an official copyright for the artwork that it spit out. First, the Copyright Office rejected it, then the federal judges rejected it, and when he finally got to Supreme Court, they basically said, we're not even entertaining this. So they officially denied his appeal and officially declined to even hear his case. Now, by passing on it, they let the previous judge's ruling stand, which basically means that the standard hasn't changed. So if a human being did not make it, it can't be copyrighted. Now, this is where things get a little messy because in these AI communities, some people truly believe that if you type a 50-word prompt into a box, that it makes them an author or an artist. And they're having digital fistfights accusing people of stealing their prompts. But let me break down how the Copyright Office actually views this. They look at AI like a slot machine. You can pull the lever, meaning you could type in the prompt, but the machine does all the actual work to generate the result. Now, because the machine made the final creative decisions, you don't own the output. You can't steal something from someone who never legally owned it. But this is the part that nobody's talking about and why you need to be careful. So let's talk about the fine print, specifically a legal term called indemnification. So if you're using these AI tools to generate logos, art, or content for your business, and that AI spits out something that accidentally copies a real artist's protected work, then you're on the hook. You don't realize how often that actually happens. So I just want you to think about that when you're using AI to generate logos and other graphics for a business. The LLM will scrape the internet to come up with a generated result. So if your result is something that already exists, you need to be careful about that. These multi-billion-dollar AI companies have it buried in their terms of service that if you get sued for copyright infringement, they're not paying your lawyer. They're passing all the legal risk down to you, the everyday business owner. Now imagine building an entire business, selling templates, creating digital products, and building it all on a foundation where you take 100% of the legal risk, but you own 0% of the final product. I come from a background of fashion and graphic design, so I know what it feels like to have your actual physical work replicated by someone else. And I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all, I used to be on the other side of this. I spent the last 2 years getting paid by these massive tech companies to promote their tools and teach people how to use them. But when I started reading the fine print and realized that every time we generate an image, we're pulling from a database of stolen work and taking on legal risk ourselves, I had to walk away. So yeah, I'm actually cheering on the sidelines for this ruling. I think it's a massive win for human creativity and for the people who actually put the work in. Now, I'm going to leave all the sources and the legal links in the description below so you can do your own deep dive, but I want to know where you stand with this. Does knowing the legal risk change how you're going to use AI for your business? Drop a comment, let's talk about it, but please keep it respectful in the comments because we're all learning. And if you want the unfiltered truth about what's actually going on in the tech world and AI through an ethical lens, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm Tisha, this is Her Ethics Lens, and I'll see y'all again soon.